Shut up, I'm trying to watch Judge Joe Brown.
Mayonnaise, Dijon. And I'm like, part of me is like, what is it?
I mean, you eat your pineapples today? That's my
Get out.
But I had a green smoothie.
A detox.
Simpler
Segregated
times. That's
what we
it.
need.
There was literally a hashtag that says before Michelle. Talking about Michelle Williams from Destiny Child. I was too busy using our house computer for porn. I didn't necessarily.
Bad AOL.
Right. I was not into watching the little pictures scroll in slowly. Like, yes. And I know you
Great is your mercy towards me. Your loving kindness towards me.
Can we start this over?
You want to start over?
Yeah, I don't like that note.
You like how we sounded?
I don't like that note.
who's no.
What do you need from it?
Yours is a little bit too low.
Mine is too low?
Too low.
Could-
You're like really close to his note.
That's interesting. You mean your note? This is my note.
Great is your mercy towards me. You should be up.
Your loving kindness towards me.
I prefer that one.
Yes.
I don't know if I can keep it there.
Well, you're not doing like a whole refrain to go the whole time. It's just like a little snippet.
I should have had that crawler before I did it. I think
Well, then stop eating it.
the crawler's in my throat.
It's so sour. We don't have to do that.
I don't know. I don't. That's you.
You're not able to make it.
I mean, she can make it. I believe you can make it. I just wanted you to do it over. That was it.
Give it to me. Give it to me.
Great is your mercy towards me. Your loving kindness towards me.
That's what I like.
Your tender mercies I see day after day, forever faithful towards me, and you're always providing for me. Great is your mercy towards me. Great is your grace.
Crawler. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome back. This is your girl Coley at the Knights of the Round Table podcast. Where we at?
Hello.
Wait a minute, were we recording that?
That was
Little exchange?
That was
wow.
recorded like a
Completely
motherfucker.
recorded.
Wow.
Yeah.
Behind the
She's a
scenes.
sneaky little one.
Our musical director Naji was here with us.
Wow.
Hello, everybody.
Don McClurkin standing. I don't like that. I don't like it.
Mother, we apologize. Mother McClurkin, we do apologize.
Bring it back from the top.
From the top. Either do it right or get out.
Exactly. Chicka-choo.
Well, my singing does not put food on the table, but it's all good. I have other talents.
Hey,
Sounds like a throw baby reference.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are out here. Who was over here at this table with me?
Yo, this your boy, Esquire, in the
your
building. One more time. Yes, I did. Oops.
Hey guys, Naji's here.
Naji's here. Choir director, sound engineer,
Listen,
extraordinaire.
I've come to the conclusion that choir directors are not normally the most talented of singers. They can just hear something. They're like, look, I don't know how to make it sound like that, but it ain't what it's supposed to sound like.
Right.
I can't do it.
I can't do it.
But I know you can.
Yes.
Let me get the best out of you.
Yes.
That's real good.
Because I need to know what my place
Yes.
is to put y'all in places
Yes.
for yours.
Okay.
That's
Cole,
it.
you got to introduce yourself too. You forgot to do that.
It's your girl Coley back one more time for the last time in 2000 motherfucking 20.
Man.
Wow.
Yeah. That's,
Wow.
You have to say the whole thing when it acts up.
Motherfucking
with the
20.
G. There needs to be a G on the fucking.
Motherfucking.
Fucking
Yeah.
20.
Yes. How y'all doing? My niggas, we had Christmas. We had Christmas out here. We coming up on the new year. What's good?
Happy birthday, Jesus.
Yes, Jesus.
We didn't say it
Praise.
before.
We did. We sang it last episode. That's how we ended
We
the
did.
podcast, remember?
Yes, we
And
did.
it was
Sure as shit
fabuloso.
You're right.
It was great.
If y'all
Ended
missed it,
with
go
them.
check it out. Episode 6 was litty.
It was great. I love singing that song every year. It makes me happy. I sang it to my son the other day, and he was like, "The fuck is this?" It is a cult classic. Now I may be the only member of said cult, but at least
now
your
you're
uncle,
in it.
your uncle pops up every now and then. Once a year
Right.
he'll pop up.
You will learn it and you will sing it.
You will have it.
We will not have it. Oh, but I'm good. I've been off work
Yes.
since Thursday.
Yes.
Thursday.
So I feel good. I'm off work until mid-January
Hell yeah.
because I've come to the conclusion that my mental health needs a refresher from work at the end of the year,
Wow.
beginning of the next year.
That's
so
good.
Everyone wants to take off the last 2 weeks of the year. I say, I will be off work the last week of the year, and the week before that, y'all ain't here. So there's but so much I can even do. And
That's
then,
good.
then I take
like
the
that.
week off with y'all. Then y'all want to come back to work the 1st of January, right after New Year's. And I'm like, no. I'll take that week off. And then slide in here. Y'all in full force. And I'm like, hey, I'm just trying to get my bearings up and all for a few weeks, you know?
The force is strong with this one.
It is.
That's
It
good.
is. I did that a couple years ago, and it made me
being
feel
off.
really good.
Oh shit!
Hell yeah.
Oh
Hell yeah.
shit!
To being off. We're all off in one form or another.
We is.
For some time or another.
I
you
did,
gonna
I did
toast
the
and not
opposite.
drink?
Oh shit! You're right. I did toast.
You toasted and didn't drink. You called for the toast and didn't drink. So listen, guys, there's been enough Naji slander on here about Coley, and that's time for me to get my reparations. I'm here for my own shit.
I did the opposite of you, Naji. Like, I planned on going into work last week before Christmas.
How many of them days did you take off?
I took off every single day. I started off, I was going to already be off on Monday. That last Monday, I was already going to be off.
Oh, God.
And then I was like, I woke up the next day, I was like, it's not doing it. Tuesday, no. Wednesday, I
Wednesday,
logged
definitely
in
not after
and
Tuesday.
didn't do it. I was like, this is not it. So I ended up taking the whole week.
Listen, worse things have happened.
True.
And
That's
you're,
true.
you're still gainfully employed after.
Hell yeah.
So that's what really matters.
And
So
it's my time to use.
it is, and it can't roll over, but so much.
That's true.
You know?
I just lied to like my team lead and told her I was going to be there.
Huh?
And I sent her emails like, hey, this is not it. This is not going to be
She
it.
probably
for me.
sitting at home flicking her bean like, you right. Yeah, so like that bean got to get flicked.
Wow. Yeah, she probably was. Shout out to her. Team lead one.
Not her, but her.
But her. Team
Yeah.
lead one. Anyway.
Anyway.
What, Coley, how was your Christmas? Wait. Y'all got families and stuff. Did y'all have like matching pajamas and shit like that?
Oh,
Y'all
y'all
were
know I
doing?
did. I know y'all saw me out there in
We
my
did.
red buffalo plaid.
We did, and you got some on the day too.
You do have one someday.
I promise this is not my pajama shirt.
If it was, let's just
So
assume
you're at
watched
home. So
it. Yeah.
No, we did match pajamas. My mother wanted to get us some, so we did. The dogs had them also. Shout out Rizzo and Chance. We was out here. Rizzo hated her outfit. It was too big.
She prefers a more European cut.
Yes.
wow.
A little slim fit.
Show the figure.
Yes.
Slim fit with her cute ass.
But no, it was good. Very great Christmas. I think I told you guys I got everything I wanted. So thank you, Jesus. It's nice. And shout out to my mom and my sister and my dad for hooking me up and blessing me with some really cool stuff. Love
Blessings, blessings on blessings on blessings.
That's good.
We didn't. So Mrs. Naji and Baby Naji had matching. He had on a onesie because he's 6 months.
He's a baby.
And she had on some pajama pants and a black top. And then because I couldn't fit anything in Old Navy, on the bottom side, I had on black and white. So I just kind of faded into the background, took the pictures.
Not you with a stage hand.
That's what I was.
For what was going on.
But I'm an engineer in a lot of different things, and
Wow.
I recognize my place. But I'm gonna tell y'all this right here, right now. What is it say? The 20 something or whatever this day is that we're recording of December of 2020. In Christmas of 2021, I will have a matching onesie. I will fit into somebody's matching onesie.
That's good.
I'm letting y'all know this right here,
Okay.
right now.
You better name it.
I got to
claim it.
It's got to happen because I'm tired of being on the outside of the pictures. I
The
might take
songwriter
somebody to
said,
take the
"Write the
pictures.
vision and make it
Write
plain."
the vision.
And I never heard that song before, but I believe it.
plain.
So yeah, 2021. I'm in somebody's fucking pajamas.
Yes,
I love it. I want to see you in it.
You will.
I can't wait.
Chafed and all.
Oh God.
Bro, I want that for you as well. I want you to work toward getting into that sleepwear that
Yes.
you want to be in.
Yes.
It's gonna be silky.
Yes. Silky? Ooh.
What about yours?
Oh, Christmas was good. Mama Esquire came up. She wanted to see the house and everything, and so she came up and she cooked a little bit. We unwrapped presents. I didn't have no tree. She came up with a tree. So something about a mama coming up and just doing shit.
She was showing all the way out.
She was showing all the way out, bruh. So we had a good little time, good little chance to just sit there, kick it, watch some movies, listen to some music, and just reminisce and talk and everything like that. So it was good. Hey, mama.
Yes. Shout out to everybody in our families all over the place. We hope you guys had a wonderful Christmas out there too, out there in the world.
Quick aside. Shout out to Mama Esquire for the pies
Yes.
that are currently at my house getting ramshacked.
Not ramshacked.
I need a
Hell
little
yeah.
ice cream. I get a little ice cream. It's about to be a problem.
Ooh, a little warm ice cream.
Whoa. Warm pie, cold ice cream.
Well, yeah, I guess it's
I don't like.
it's
I don't
all,
like. I don't like.
it's all
drippy.
when it's in there. Warm.
That's not the kind of cream I like.
Oh, God.
Sorry.
Creamy.
Sorry.
Auntie.
Yes, that's what's up. Good food. I got a few leftovers in the thing.
So okay, so we are drinking currently.
Yes.
And we don't know if it's the last time we drink together for a while. It may be the first and maybe the last, but we know that he's a god of a second chance.
Is this breaking news?
This is it is coming to you live from the round table. These niggas are going to stop drinking. Kinda.
Oh, God.
Kinda. So let's just go ahead and put this out here, guys. That this is not set in stone for all of us. Some of us are a little more fluid with this idea. We'll let you figure that out throughout the season. But tonight, being the last podcast of the year, will be the last time that we know that all of us will be drinking together.
Yes.
As of right now.
Yes.
Well, Naji, let me ask you a question. And this question goes for both of you. What brought on you wanting to change your drinking habits for this coming year?
So my drinking habit change is less about drinking and more just about overall intake. And I'm trying to limit when I do said things to therefore, control how much of it actually happens. So my drinking would be on the weekend versus throughout the week. Sorry. That's how I'm looking at it.
Coley, what about you? I'm not even necessarily sure what your schedule is that you told us about your drinking. What is that?
I'm still working out what mine looks like. The overall goal is less intake, so similar to Naji in that respect. I've never been one for the full-on giving up. I admire your ability to do so. We shall see. It will definitely be less. That is the point, to have less, and I will determine when it shall take place, which is less. I already, the year you did this, I drank less. When you drank less, so did I. It happened that way naturally. So you're my drinking buddy. So when you weren't drinking, I was like, well, it's just me and Rizzo, and she doesn't talk back. So
if you don't have a drinking buddy, get one.
Get one. As for me, I think mine's came about, 2020 has been very hard on everybody.
The gap year.
Yeah. And, I found myself drinking a hell of a lot more that I think I've done in a long time. I would dare say it rivaled 2008, maybe college levels and whatnot.
Really?
Yeah, especially
Wow.
when motherfuckers was putting
great
out
times,
talking
though.
about see a shot, take a shot throughout the workday.
That was
Oh, the beginning of the
2013.
pandemic was we didn't think we was gonna make it out. It was different then.
Or that was
Right.
going to be 2 weeks.
Right, we thought it was gonna be 2 weeks. We'll fool around with this for a little bit. We'll get back to regular life. But that first block, that first phase of the pandemic, I think I squeezed in a lot of drinking, and on top of that, the fucking eating and everything else. And I think this is not just about the intake; it's about overall reset and health and whatnot. The last thing I want to do is wake up and have kidney failure or some shit like that.
I don't want that.
So that's where it is for me. So back on the grind we go.
Yes.
But that being said, we drinking tonight.
Tonight, nigga. Tonight we are drinking.
Tonight.
Drinking all night.
Tonight we choose
Violence.
tequila.
Exactly. So
Simultaneous. It's
all
the same
three
thing.
of us are drinking on a cool, refreshing drink that I
Yes,
put
we
together. I call this Coley's fridge. I
Wow.
literally just went in her fridge and grabbed stuff.
Okay.
You straight Martha Stewart the hell out of whatever the fuck this
Coley
was.
I was
fridge.
going to take that little stir right there and put it in a big ass glass thing and stir it around like she does. And
Right.
Add a little bit of tequila and
Yes. Add a little sugar.
Nigga, is this basil?
if she has some basil, I was looking for some mint, but she didn't have any mint.
No fresh mint
That may
today.
be a
You
lot to ask for.
have a mint plant.
Not today. I do not.
That mint is dead.
Shit.
Jesus. Everybody point your hand towards the door. You miss you, mint.
2020 taking everything from us.
Yes.
It took all our stars.
Took my goddamn plant, my mint
It
plant.
was fresh. But so for the people who give a shit, this one, Coley's fridge. Should I give them the recipe or should I make it a secret?
Make it a secret. It's tequila.
Ooh, secret.
It's creature.
There's Taquila in this.
Yes, it's very refreshing.
So-
Naji outdid himself. I don't know what the hell he was thinking
Yes.
about. He ran up in there, took a bite of an egg roll, and got to fucking work.
Yes. Yeah, he did.
That's pretty
He said,
accurate.
Cole, do you have any grenadine? I was like, yes, I do, friend. I do have some grenadine. Sure.
You're giving away the secrets.
That's the only one. That's all we got. We got
Okay.
tequila.
Grenadine's pretty common. And a glass.
Tequila.
And a cup.
Top-
There's a
Tequila.
cup. It is in a
There's
cup.
some ice involved.
A
Yes.
little bit.
Just a
A
little bit of ice.
skosh of ice.
So y'all do what you want with that. Give it a shot. Let us know what you come up with. How about that?
Yeah, let me know what y'all
Send
think
us
this
your
shit
recipes.
is.
But it's delicious what we have.
I'm so glad you guys like it.
Hell yeah.
So Esquire and I are a little bit on the lacking side for the week. So we're going to look to our fearless leader, okay?
This is
the
my
lone
note.
female voice on the note.
My
What is
find
your
your
find your
note?
note?
I do have a couple things that have been on my playlist. A young lady by the name of Ombre. She released. We didn't put her on the playlist. Is she on any of our playlists?
I wonder what her hair looks like.
No.
It's locked up. I followed her on the Instagram.
But is
the
it
other
is
day.
an ombre kind of color where it fades?
I'm not sure why she calls herself Ombre.
Ombre.
Maybe that's her actual name.
Could be. Her
look it
mother
up.
might have done that.
It may
but-
actually be Amber, spelled differently.
You know what? The way niggas act.
to be honest, like seriously.
Ombre.
But she had a full length album. I think earlier this year, or late last year. But she just recently put out 2 songs. One called Alone, and the other called Catch Up. So they came on the same little thing together. Great little tracks. If you're looking for some, I don't know, how would you describe it? I mean, you always say it sounds like something good to fuck to. That's what both of y'all said when you first heard Fubu. Both of y'all said that.
Yes,
But-
Fubu is a great song to fuck to, or at least get your dick sucked to
From the back.
from the back.
Because you got to ratchet up a little bit.
Climb up on the bed right here.
And I'm just going to lean over.
Oh my god.
Do your work. Do your
Oh my
worst.
god.
No, not that bad.
Coley,
Get there.
have you ever sucked a dick from my back? We'll wait.
Crawler.
We'll wait. That crinkly sound you just heard was her going through her mind real quick.
Going through her file.
I hope he's not listening.
Meanwhile, he at home reminiscing.
Don't write in. Lancelot will see your reply.
That male floating head is a nasty motherfucker on that fucking logo.
Anyway, name is Ombre, Ambre. Check it out. Naji, I will play you one of those other songs. I think you'll like that one too.
Okay.
Shout out to that.
Also, a dude by the name of V Carter put out an EP called Night Out. I believe I sent it to Esquire. I think I sent it to you.
Yes, because he had another song that I can make you wet like this. Oh, he can't make you hard
yes.
like this.
So the album, it gave me like very like
He can't make you hard like this?
He can't make you hot, or he
Hot.
can't make you
Oh, I was
wet.
like, okay.
No, not
See
that.
what's going there.
It gave me very like loungy vibes. Like whenever I was younger and I used to think about like adults hanging out in lounges, that's what it made me feel like. I never had a single experience like that. But that's what it
Hanging out
still
in the
makes me
lounge?
feel. Well, like that music. That's what that music makes me feel like what I used to see on TV, but I've never actually experienced it.
Like
I
something out
like
of
it.
Girlfriends.
Yes, but then now that I'm watching
Or New
Girlfriends
York
as an
Undercover,
adult, it's
when they're
not
hanging out in the
New York
lounge.
Undercover. That
one?
better
Yeah,
that.
that one. I don't even know what the
That
song
one.
sounds like, but I can hear it now. Fucking Torres.
It's that. But yeah, that's my Find My Note. But also, we have a collective Find Your Note because the Spirit found us
It did.
prior to pressing record tonight.
I don't even know how we
made it
came
through.
across it.
I just started singing in the mic.
That's
and
what it
you
was.
said. Let's hear it.
Yes. Donnie McClurkin, Great Is Your Mercy.
And the
From I
Boys.
think that's his first album.
I think so.
His first live album. That song goes. We just had a worship moment prior to pushing play. So, like, that's what y'all heard. That's why you caught us. You caught us in the middle of our worship.
Somebody had to do it.
What you don't know is what's going to happen after the episode is the prayer. Niggas are going to just...
Found also on our covers playlist.
Exactly.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Esquire is going to be in the corner hemmed up. Yo.
Yes.
And if you please don't take your dick out of my house while listening to Yonda Adams.
I'm not. I'm trying to put on my fucking see-through goggles whenever she comes on. If I, with the little spinny wheels in them, see if I can fucking see through. That's what the fuck I'm trying to do whenever she gets on screen.
Gosh.
Exactly.
Nipple.
I think I see her fucking bra.
Oh my gosh.
If your glasses stop at the bra, those are terrible glasses.
Those are terrible glasses.
You need to get straight
That's
to
what
the
I'm
nips.
trying to get. I'm trying to get the fucking see-through ones for real.
I know, because you need to see the areola. That's how you know what. So, okay, let's just a quick aside. All
Okay.
right? What really makes the boob? Okay, make or break a boob is the areola nipple combination. That really can make or break. You can have great cleavage, great boob, but if the areola nipple thing kind of is off or just doesn't seem like it fits, it's like ooh.
Have you? So can a terrible nipple throw off a fucking boob?
A terrible nipple can be saved by a good areola.
A good areola?
And a
Okay.
good overall boob.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So just imagine, okay, let's Jada Fire. We understand Jada Fire has like some classic grade A, just chocolate big ass areola, right? But she has the boob that fits it, right? But let's say
If you got a smaller boob,
a much smaller boob,
But
and
you
it
had
looks
a
like you just have
larger-
2 birthmarks like on your chest, it kind of throws. It's like, oh man, I wasn't expecting that. But if you throw a nipple ring on it, it can make it all better.
but you know what? If you get horny enough, it all starts to run together. And
Titties,
you
all
will
titties taste the
you'll
same.
gladly
after a
take
while.
into it.
Absolutely,
Oh.
absolutely. Coley,
Coley, your thoughts on that? She still
cut.
think about that nigga she sucked from the back. What did you say about my boob?
Yeah, and I'm glad we don't have cameras here, so y'all didn't see me like checking my areolas to make sure it's not made the cut.
yes.
Anybody who see my areolas, please write in and let me know if it's good or not. I have no idea.
Somebody's gonna send you a long love letter fixing a cabinet.
They might pay you for it though.
Hey.
Especially with the stimulus money that's coming
Hell
out,
yeah,
right?
give me your stimmy. Speaking of the stimmy, who the fuck left the gate open?
Trump, Trumpy.
Or better yet, who didn't do their homework? It was
That part.
more so like it.
That too.
Today, go ahead.
No, I have a general question
Yes.
because
Yes, sir.
there's been lots of back and forth about $2,600, $5,
Yes.
$12. Like, where do we stand currently?
$12.
Is it $12? Like, how are we standing with this current stimulus
We are getting
relief?
$700 in wacky cash and belt bucks,
Okay.
but officially $600 in regular American dollars.
Okay.
Oh God, $600. So you guys know that your boy has not necessarily been acting like the president here lately, but Congress
coughing
passed
again.
Congress passed that stimulus bill, guaranteeing everybody $600 who made a certain amount of money. And Donald Trump for the last week or so
They
has
lowered the requirements, right?
they didn't lower. It's the same requirements as before.
I don't know why I feel like they said the requirements are different this time than before.
Well, the only thing they did, though, if you were not born here, if you are like an immigrant, or if you have like a green card, your requirements are a little different. You're not getting one. So this is all for pure citizens who are doing this.
Damn.
Sorry.
Shit.
But you know, your boy has been waiting for like a week or so. He's been trying to say he wants $1,200. He waited to the last minute.
I thought it was 2,000 he wanted.
2,000.
2,000.
Oh, why
that
did he change
wanted.
his mind again?
2,000, and he said he wasn't going to sign the bill. He was going to veto it. He ended up signing it today. So we are getting our $600. We'll see what happens.
But they say that bill is not just about stimulus. There's other
It's got
things
defense fund stuff.
tacked onto it. The majority of it is not
Yes.
about stimulus.
No, not at all. Yeah.
Dollar wise, at least.
Dollar wise, yeah, they have different things that's attached in there. So
So yeah, they're opposing some of it. We're gonna see if they change it. He said something about being wasteful, which I agree. The stuff they were giving money to is absolutely insane. So hopefully they do that. I think they're doing that currently, is trying to change what the rest of the money goes to. I think that's what the vote for today was to.
no,
No.
The vote was about the 2,000, right?
the vote for today was for two things: either increasing to $2,000 for the stimulus, and also re-voting to override his veto on the defense national
stuff. Yes. Okay.
And they had so far it's both have passed the House. So the 2,000 stimulus is probably not going to pass the Senate, but they're going to override it with
'Cause
the
they hate
defense
us.
national bill that's come up.
Okay. Well, does the stimulus go towards anybody in Minnesota?
I hope that they don't get it, so they can't open up this fucking building. So out there in Minnesota, there is a and let's be clear, we don't blame Minnesota for this. They are not the problem here. There is a church group. It's called the Asatru Folk Assembly. It is out of Europe. It has European roots, Anglican, very very pure tea European roots. The original.
The Saxons.
Yes, Anglo-Saxon, full on. They're wanting to open a church in Murdoch, Minnesota, that only permits white people, and they're claiming it's not racist. The issue at hand is that the local government in that city went ahead and let it happen. The citizens did rise up; they did not like it. They voted and pushed or whatever for it to not happen. In the end, the leaders in the city said, they have a documented religion. It's documented. It's practiced in other places. We can't tell them that they, can't have a religious building here based off whatever. And it would be very expensive to fight them. And it's a small town. They don't have the funding to fight these people who are prepared to open up this church in this town. And they say they don't find themselves to be racist. They say it's pre-Christian. It's one of the original religions in the world. And it was for the pure white Anglo-Saxon people over in Europe at the time. And they don't allow other people to be there. And that's just what the rules are. They don't think it's racist. It's just what the rules are. And I'm like, that's what racism is. But okay.
People who created racism always want to change the definition of what racism actually is.
So initially, like these are the original. This is Klaus racism.
Ooh, Klaus, the originals.
Yes, this is Klaus racism.
So okay, so they don't want. But I guess if you think about when the religion was, to play devil's advocate here, when the religion was founded back, billions and billions of years ago in England and whatnot, or Europe, there weren't. Black people weren't just like frolicking around with white people, so like they were able to have that kind of a setting.
Yes,
but then again, I don't know what black person is like. I just really want to go to this whites only church. I have to go.
Well, I don't even know if it's that. It's just like the fact that you're coming in and part of your bylaws is, oh, by the way, we see that y'all have niggas running around here. They can't come.
This is our house.
So I think that I don't know that anybody wants to go. I think it's just you're calling it a church for one, and that's problematic when you're excluding people because the church. I mean, granted, yes, the church has its issues, but technically, all should be welcome in a religious setting by the normal state of things. So that's just kind of trashy. But like you said, back then, black people weren't roaming around in those places. They hadn't come and got us yet.
Yeah, they didn't take us to their house.
They wanted to, and that's one of the things the article said. They wanted to keep it the way it initially was. Like, this is the way this church existed prior to anything else in the 1600s and all that, before Christianity, and we just want it to remain there. That's what we like.
But so back then, were the bylaws that it was whites only at that point, or are they trying to mimic what happened before by putting in these new standards?
I'm sure that back then that's what they were, and partly because one, there were no black people where they were, but then if they were moving around, as we know, black people became property. So like, we don't want them worshiping with us. We're worshiping here, they're out there doing that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So. And I guess that's where it gets bad for people in the present days. Like, sir, that's racism. Like, back then it was different because black people literally were not in Europe. We just weren't there. But now we're all here.
The Moors weren't there.
Correct. But now we're here, and you're telling us we can't go, and that just doesn't make much sense. And you want to come into a little small town. They said it's a nice town. It's a nice place. They're doing well as a place. They're very inclusive as a town. And you want to bring something like this in. The people were not very happy about it, but the council decided to go ahead and do it. So that's kind of sucky, but whatever. We shall see.
Well, you know what? I have actually no issue with them opening this fucking church or doing whatever the fuck they want to do. Just make sure whatever you were in there preaching or doing whatever does not affect the minorities that live in the neighborhood. Because if it becomes that, then we need to reclassify your church as some type of terrorist group organization or something like that, and then they need to shut it down. So if y'all want to get together and sing songs of the olden days when niggas was not around, what's a nigger? I've never seen a nigger. We were just in hymns or songbooks or in the funny papers. That's fine. But just make sure nothing affects the minorities that live there.
Whatever rhetoric you putting out.
Exactly. So that's how it is for me. So go and open up. Y'all go worship, you and Karen.
Do we think that Karen is a member of that church?
Karen is a founder.
Tell me about Karen.
Karen has been radicalized because of that fucking church. So on Christmas Day, and I need to get Buddy's name. On Christmas Day, there was another case of the nigga stole my shit type of shit that happened. Let me pull up his name up real quick. I should have been prepared. Excuse me, guys.
Yes,
I am so sorry. I didn't mean to.
Scar said our teeth and ambitions are bared. Be prepared.
If I type in Karen Christmas Day, I probably what happens.
So, a famous Grammy trumpet player. I don't know if you've heard of him before, Naji. His name is Keyon Harold.
I may know his face.
He's played background for a couple of artists or whatnot. Either way it goes. He was staying at this nice, fancy hotel. He was coming out with his son. It was a Christmas morning, trying to get some breakfast. Don't open gifts. We got to go get something to eat from somewhere.
Gotta eat something.
So as they were coming out, they were accosted, assaulted, and all the way accused by a white woman who accused his son, who was like 16, 15 years old, of stealing her iPhone. So Keyon is recording this video, and the white woman is like, he took my phone. He took my phone. And she's trying to make him show the phone, unlock the phone, show the background, show everything. And the guy is saying, you act like you have the only iPhone in the world. She's like, it looks just like that. He said, you need to turn on my iPhone or find my iPhone.
Yeah.
It's been disabled. and all this kind of stuff. He turned it off and like pointing to the son. So the hotel manager gets involved, and he's like trying to get in between the parties, but he's also trying to confront the black teenager and say, "You need to pull your phone out and prove to us that this is not her phone." And the father is saying he doesn't have to prove anything. We're coming down the stairs. We don't have anything to do with this. So as the video goes on, she's like, "Yeah, show me the proof. Show me the proof." So she's like literally chasing after them as they're trying to leave. She's like, "They're not going to go anywhere. They're not leaving. I got to have my phone. I can't live without my phone," as she was saying. So at some point, as they're walking out, she runs up on them. And I guess the father pushes her, and she like lands on the ground, and the video cuts off. So then they later come on and say that she had left her phone in an Uber, and the Uber driver came back and returned it. And she didn't offer any type of apology. The manager at the hotel didn't offer any type of apology. It took them a whole day. And then finally, that hotel chain issued a statement saying, we're sorry for this, and, we're doing an investigation and going from there. So,
Ridiculous.
So when you were talking, I was quiet because it made me think, because I can't imagine walking somewhere with my kid that was with me the entire time. They've done nothing wrong except for being a kid. Nigga. And then some rando just comes up and accuses him of something that he's nowhere, not taking any onus of responsibility of her own or anything. And like I commend him for waiting till she ran up on him to push him, because she may have gotten choked out one good time.
And then she put the onus on the teenager to say, "You prove that you didn't steal from me."
Yeah.
It's not my job
randomly.
to prove your accusations.
You prove.
What did it say? The
Innocent to proven guilty.
The onus of proof is on the state.
Oh yeah. Like
I don't got to prove that I'm innocent. You got to prove that I'm guilty. Like, let's be clear. But you want to flip it because it's convenient for you. Nigga, I'll beat your ass, little dumbass bitch.
And she was frantic. She was like literally frantic.
The video I saw, I was like, what is this even? Like,
I'm actually glad that it was just the father and the son. I don't know if his mother is around or there's another woman involved, because I can't imagine if Mrs. Naji was beside me and somebody come up after our kid talking some kind of sideways, she might black out. And girl, no one knows what's going to happen from there.
And if you look at the video, the son would start, as the hotel manager was like talking to him saying, "Pull your phone out when you see this." The son starts to do it. And the dad is like, "No, you don't do that. You don't have to prove anything. We know exactly where we were. We know what was going on. We getting up out of here. You're not going to have to prove yourself." And I was sitting there thinking, maybe I could look in the comments and people could say, "Well, all he had to do is just pull his phone out." I don't have anything to prove to you.
Not
if
at
you
all.
come running, and she wasn't even a guest at the hotel. That lady was not a guest at the hotel.
I thought they were all staying in the same place.
She was not a guest at the hotel.
I didn't know that part.
They were guests,
Wow.
but she wasn't. So she runs in and she just accuses him. So it's like you're off the street picking the very first. And he said, "What, you just see two black people walking down and you accuse them of stealing your phone?" And she's like, I can't live without my phone." Like, that's how it was. So it was. Shout out to that Uber driver. He should have just got there a minute earlier.
Oh my God. Wow.
He'd have handled it.
That is absolutely insane.
Karen is a noun, a verb, an adjective. It is all different parts of speech at this point.
Well,
and we all understand it.
As I was looking at that video, I was like, she persevered. She was like, "I am going to get in that bitch. I am going to get my phone
no for
back."
an answer.
That's basically what she said.
I'm
I
not
need to
taking
see.
no for an
She said,
answer.
"Take your case off. Let me see your background and all of this stuff." And I'm like, well, why didn't she just call the phone?
I was about to say,
be
just
number one?
call it.
Just call it. He couldn't have switched the SIM card that fast if he supposedly had just taken the phone from you. There's a lot going on. So this shit right here. I mean, not this shit right here, but who left
This
the
is
gate
another
open?
instance of why 2020 is about to be fucking done.
Who left the fucking gate open?
Look, y'all keep that. The gate's open.
You know
It's
why?
open.
You know why the gate's open? The nigga from Thor died.
Oh,
Who that?
shit.
Idris.
Idris Elba, who played, what was his name in the fucking movie?
I just remember the eyes.
Hemdall.
Hemdall died, which is
Hemdall.
what happened to the fucking gate.
I'm sorry. Wait.
Do you remember on Thor, there was the guy who like opened the Bifrost, and you never watched that at all?
The only thing I watched all the way through is the original one. What?
Which is fine. Do you remember the Idris Elba's part when he was like opening up the
He
gate
put
for
the
them to go
sword
back and
in
forth to
the,
wherever they were
in
going?
the thing, it was like the
Idris
Rainbow Bridge.
Elba, yes.
Would go places. That was the gate for them to get to Earth.
Yeah, or any other place
Right.
as a whole.
You made me say that whole thing just got me very nervous when I thought you said that Idris Elba was dead, and I was ready to
wow.
recording. That's
Pulls out the wires.
He is yet alive.
I'm climbing in the casket.
He's yet alive.
What's that sound?
Why isn't it getting hard?
From the back.
Wow.
Not you laying under him in the casket.
Wow.
Go.
Anyway, the gate's wide open for the rest of the year. We're going to let y'all do whatever the fuck. Dance on it. We don't give a fuck. Burn it. Burn it in the style of 2021. Do what you're going to do.
Jesus.
We'll see y'all on the other side of the gate along with some people that we love very, very much who did their thing in 2020 and hopefully also in 2021.
What up, everybody? Here at the Round Table, we make it a point to celebrate and support those in our community who are growing and thriving in the small business world. Drop us a line on Instagram at NightRounds or shoot us an email at nightroundsclt@gmail.com with your information and we'll hit you back. We would love to connect with you and promote your business or brand right here at the Round Table. Shout out to our existing business partners and friends. Y'all keep shining. We'll see you soon.
Hey, let's get away. Let's get a room on the other side of town.
What?
Hey, baby, I was thinking of you.
Thinking of me?
Y'all don't know what happens to us when we go on break. It happens.
No.
Jesse Fizzle.
Yeah, I just wanted a little bit of awkward silence at the beginning just to see
And
if we were still there.
We cannot have dead space.
Just a little bit, though. Just enough to not so it hurts.
Enough.
Just enough. But either way, welcome everybody to
It's me, Mitch.
this shit right here. Wow.
Who is it? It's me, Mitch.
What is this from? I know this.
Enough.
I know this. Fucking when she was ducking under that
Yes.
fucking rope.
She broke into his house. He was like, "Hey, who's there?" It's me, Mitch.
She beat his ass. Well, he also beat her ass
a long
at the
time ago.
beginning.
All she had was that my kid's spot watch when she in the beginning. It was like that fucking gadget ass watch. And he did not give a fuck about that shit.
She persevered.
She did.
She pushed through.
She damn sure
She
did.
had to, because if she didn't, that was gonna be the end of her. So, welcome everybody to this shit right here.
Yes.
Before we get too far into this, I want to talk about perseverance. And when your friend who you love
Yes.
buys alcohol that
I
you
love
hate,
where this is going. Yes.
Oh shit.
sometimes you got to push through because on the other side there's a greater good,
Yes.
and the greater good is camaraderie,
Yes.
fellowship,
Yes.
Good times.
teamwork,
Yes.
and just overall good time.
Shenanigans.
So, Esquire brought in a throwback with some Patron.
Yes.
The Pat Ron.
Pat Ron.
That
It is
lime green.
chilled. It is
Yes.
chilled, Pat Ron. Thank God
Now
it's
it
not
is.
the XO.
It's chilled now.
It is
Yes,
chilled.
it was not chilled initially. It was kind of.
Yeah.
It was on ice.
Now it's chilled.
was on
It's
ice.
chilled now.
AKA it was cold outside. So,
Yes.
but now here we are taking our one of our last shots to a degree.
Jeez.
To a degree. We don't know what's going to happen offline.
To a degree. Yeah.
For y'all, though.
Say goodbye
To the drink we had.
Yes.
So to everybody listening, shots up. Happy New Year to the people
Yes.
who are coming into this because it should be like almost New Year, guys.
Yes.
Yes.
Tweet.
We.
Coley got some cool ass shot glasses and shit.
They are the copper.
Ooh. Tastes like summertime,
bad
like
decisions.
09, baby.
Oh God.
Really bad. It didn't get better, did it? When it was chilled.
You know what? Patron is a sometimes drink.
It was
That's
better
just,
with the lime. We put lime in ours. Mine was better.
I don't.
Mine
you know,
was just as bad
I like
as it
the
was
full
before.
hurt of it. Like when I go through it. I mean, Miley Cyrus says decline. It's not about where you're going. It's about how you get
Okay.
there.
All right.
So yeah.
Yeah, no, that shit's
You
just
fuck it
as
up if
bad
you
as
want
it
to.
always was.
I think a tooth fell out.
That's true. Yeah, Pat Ron is not my tequila of choice, but we thank you, Esquire, for bringing the good times because I will always drink tequila, whatever it is.
It's a little
Now,
flashback.
now,
It's a flashback.
let's also talk about how she'll drink tequila now.
Yes.
How she had to push through. Because you remember when we started going, when I started coming over to the old spot, she was like,
Yes.
I don't drink tequila, like I have bad. Meanwhile, she was drinking Jose Gold for years.
And she also wasn't taking shots
for
She
years.
wasn't.
because she had a nasty attitude.
She did.
back in the day.
So you caught me. I was too close to the dark time with tequila for me.
I accept that.
I was like,
So you were recovering.
I was still recovering from
Gotcha.
the time with Miss Nikki Baby, shout out, and our friends like the gold Forever. Like that's what tequila was to me. So when I heard tequila, I was like, no, I could not. But then God is good, elevating my life.
All the time.
I've learned that there are better tequilas out there.
Yeah, there are.
And once I learned that there were better tequilas, I was like, oh,
definitely
tequila's not the worst thing ever.
As
So
C-Square would call it, the water of the earth.
The water
There
of
it
the
is.
earth.
The agave.
Yes. So,
The agave. But you pushed through.
And
I
shout out,
pushed
to,
through.
shout out to growth.
growth.
You know what that
Growth
is?
and perseverance.
It is.
Growth.
Yes.
Well, perseverance for you, pushing me through. You
apparently
continue
I
to
have
push,
a-
and eventually one day it worked.
I have
because
a bad situation of being peer pressuring people into drinking. So I've been told. So what I've been told. So what I've been told.
You have
So what
been
I've
told that. I like to look at it as you inspire people to be better. So
Better versions.
You never
Yes.
allow them to be, average.
You
We not
see
moving
things in
backwards.
your
Or
friends
ordinary.
that they don't see in themselves, and that's honorable.
That's real good.
Thanks, guys.
That's
you
real
bring
good.
that out of us.
I appreciate you.
That's good.
You'll never let anybody ordinary.
At all.
Not
And
ordinary.
I'll never leave anybody drunk on their own.
Bruh, that's true.
Ever.
And that's
That's
good.
true.
No
Ever.
man left behind.
Never.
That's true. Even
We're
when
gonna
they
push
don't
through.
want it.
I
We're
love
gonna
it.
push through. But this week we're talking about perseverance and its many facets. It kind of came to me recently, thinking about
In a dream.
exactly all of the things that the year has been, wrapping up the year, starting a new year, and just really what it means to push through and to like not get stuck or to understand different parts of it. So because we were having a conversation the other week and we started talking about how the podcast came up. So Coley, do you mind giving us a little your personal recant on how you came up with this idea for the podcast and how that started, or maybe almost didn't start?
Well, no, it was an idea. It's all it was. It was just something that I
was all a
thought
dream?
would be fun. Yes. And I thought it would be a fun thing to do. And I mentioned it to my friends closest to me, Esquire being one of those people. But it wasn't, I mentioned it more than once. And one thing about this young man, he catches on to that kind of thing. So, I mentioned it more than once, and he finally said, well, what let's do that. That sounds like fun. Let's do that. I was like, I don't really know what that will take to do that. I don't really know how that will work. But him pushing me and staying on me, let's do it. It'll be fun. Let's do this. So then he made me think more out loud about the thoughts that I had about it and put it out on paper and make it into a reality thing. And as we went through, we found that we wanted more from it than just a good time with friends sitting around the round table at my house. And we pushed to make it something else. We did meet some opposition here and there about what ideas, what we wanted and what we wanted it to look like. And Esquire and I were able to say, you know what? No, we want this to be something else, higher on a not just a hobby thing that we're doing. So we've continued to go and go and go. And then bringing you in, it seemed like a natural thing to do because you'd been on before, and our energy outside of the mic with you is wonderful. So we're like, this makes perfect sense. Let's do this. Let's push this thing on and make it happen. So
Something to be proud of.
yes,
Something to be proud
yes.
Mm-hmm. Did you just for the listeners out there, did you have anything in particular that you felt was your major hesitation?
Wondering if people would even give a damn. Because it's one thing to think that you and your friends are funny or worth listening to, and it's another thing to think that somebody else does. So the major thing with that for me is that it doesn't matter. I've decided that I think it's important, so I'm putting it out, and I've got friends along with me who also think the same thing. So we're doing this together.
Because your opinion matters.
Yes, because it does matter, and then with that too, someone out there does like it. Like maybe we're not going to be out here. We're not the Breakfast Club out here, and we're not trying to be. We just we want to be heard. We want to be out there in the masses, and we've got something to say. And thank you all out there for letting us know that we do have something to say, and it does matter. So I think that was the main thing. Was just thinking nobody cared, but turns out somebody does. So shout out to y'all for listening.
That was amazing how you put that. Like that was
She's
really
very
good.
well spoken.
She's very well. I've always told Coley that she needs to do like the Bible on tape. I think if she could tell those Bible stories the way we used to hear them back in the day, I think a lot more souls would be saved.
I would personally tune in for all the begats in
Yes.
Genesis. I would
Yes.
tune in for every begat.
Nigga, if she does the prodigal son, I am gonna be in my room. So the hell up as soon as he comes back from eating him out the trough. Was the pig trough?
The pig trough.
He was eating out of. Oh,
He said, "This is
God.
not where I'm supposed
That was
to
his
be.
lowest of the low.
His lowest.
This is not where the Lord
I
would
don't
have me."
belong here. is
When
what he
Coley
said.
gets to that part, I'm literally melting out of my chair with just the headphones sitting on top of a brown puddle of water.
like Alex Mack.
Exactly. Exactly. When she turned into a liquid
Fucking silver shit.
or Alan Strange.
Oh God.
Oh gosh.
Those are some great shows
For
at that time. I don't know they have good replay value, but
Probably not.
But the moral of the story is, pushing through perseverance is a really big thing. So for the people who are not too fond of what the word perseverance is the ability to keep doing something in spite of obstacles. People who persevere show steadfastness in doing something despite how hard it is or how long it takes to reach the goal. That's just a nice little definiciones of perseverance. I think everybody kind of has their different spins on perseverance because, you think about how your life and things are going, like it kind of defines what perseverance actually means to you.
Would you say this podcast is in the midst of persevering through some things right now?
Hell yeah! Do you remember how it was when we were trying to do the whole virtual virtual podding?
And then we
because
gave
of
up like a
shit?
motherfucker.
We did give up.
It was like, all right, y'all clean.
Like we'll see y'all.
We'll be over there
Is the
because this shit
quarantine
is
lifted?
bad.
Golly.
Right, I'll be there. You've been in your house for 14 days, right?
Well, not even that. Just trying to get started for season 3. If those who are faithful listeners, you probably know we started late. If you're paying that close attention, I think the guys will remember how agitated I was about it because I wanted to like keep it going, but we did hit those obstacles, but we came through them,
And we here.
Yes, and here we are. So the season might not look like the others have looked, but it's going.
I may be black, I may be ugly, but I'm here.
And also persevering through, I guess, self-imposed expectations as well. And realizing that when you are the creator, you have certain freedom and certain room to do different things. And it's like, I want to put a product out, but if we're doing it just for the sake of doing it and it doesn't come out right, that could be an issue.
Yeah.
So what does it feel right? Are we on the same foot? Is it coming together the way that it's supposed to be coming together and getting it out there so that people can either digest it, enjoy it, and we can be proud of it?
Yeah,
Yes.
pushing to be genuine is a thing.
Yes.
Because you don't want to try to be genuine. You want it to just happen. But there are times where you can try and foster what might seem like genuine conversation, but you know that shit's not real. It just doesn't feel the same. And at least from our perspective, I know that if we put something out and we kind of were just like forcing it, we'd be like, that shit's just not really that good. I'm not a fan of it. Versus somebody may not know, some new listener may not know, but I guarantee you, if they ever went back and listened to the slew of things we had before this, they'd be like, oh, something was off in this episode because it just feels like forced.
Different.
It's like, it's not what we're trying to do. And even in the midst of all this crazy shit, we gotta, keep pushing on all kinds of things. Like, even talking about the new goals we got going on for 2021 and things of that nature, like it's important to recognize what we're pushing for. Like, what they say, what's your why for all the different things that you're doing?
Yes.
My why?
Yeah, I still struggle with finding my why with a lot of things, but I've been actively. I think I've been talking these niggas' ears off these last few weeks. Not that you care, but just that's what's been happening about my discoveries of life and self-reflection over the last few weeks and months or whatever. And I think it's been very helpful to be able to come into a safe space and just digest things with other people and work through stuff. And I want that to be kind of what happens moving forward. Like, even when it comes to like our listeners and people who want to like reach out to us and, throw their ideas out about what we're talking about. It's like, that's the whole point of this, is to just create a platform and a safe space to kind of talk about things and to be one with one another, create a community, bigger than just our city, because we can do that.
Yes.
And I think that's important, regardless, you said not that you care, with your self-discovery, because your perseverance is consistently finding out who you are and discovering things that you like or things that you don't like and making yourself better. And that in turns, if we bring it back to the podcast world, helps to make better episodes because we're becoming more well-rounded.
Yeah.
We're not becoming a same flat 2D character. We have gone through some things. I guarantee you, if we talk to Naji or Coley from season 1 to now and the things that we've gone through, especially through this pandemic, we've already grown or we've already learned some different things and we've already done some different things and gone through some struggles to where we are right now that we have a better story to tell.
A lot of shit has changed for the three of us since season 1.
Hell yeah.
I just thought about that when you said like pushing through, like whether it be work-wise, like living spaces, help kids, like shit's just different. Rizzo making it out from under the knife, like, important shit. Like all these different things that have happened, I didn't even think about it because time just kind of goes on, and 2020 has been a blur, honestly. don't really know what the fuck day it is most times, but we've, just push
But
right
we-
along.
But we've had the thing inside of us all to continue to do it despite all of those things that happened in our lives, jobs, lives changing, children coming in, whatever, and adjusting. Like, oh, is this going to make it more difficult? Can we still do things this way? Or we're moving further away now. Is that okay? Like, are we going to make it work? Or people get like, but we don't have the same space we used to have. How's it going to sound? Like all these things came up. And together, we figured, okay, no, that we still want to do this. We still want to make it a thing. Let's continue to make it go. Let's see what happens. And I think we're in that space now. I think 2 seasons ago, it might not have gone that way. I think 2 seasons ago, it might have been, well, fuck it. All these things were happening. Podcast is dead, y'all.
It's amazing how much you have to persevere against yourself sometimes to get where you're trying to get to.
And sometimes that's the hardest way to do it. Because you know yourself better than anybody does, whether you acknowledge it or not.
Correct.
And so therefore you know how to put whatever pitfalls typically will make you stumble in front of you. And you do it just effortlessly.
And word it in your mind. Word it in your mind to where you're like, oh, this is completely gonna talk me right out of this.
Like when you self-talk yourself out of something, that shit is easy.
Yes.
And it's very hard to not do that. But then again, there are times when you need to talk yourself out of continuing on some path. Like perseverance is cool and all, but there are times in which you don't need to keep going because it's no fucking point. Like perseverance is really, really, it's really glittery, glitzy, and glamoury, and like, yeah, we persevere, we push through. But it's like, at what cost did you actually push through with all these different things?
So are you saying at some point is either a perseverance or a fruitless struggle?
Absolutely.
At that point, okay.
Is the juice worth the squeeze? It's what someone said to me when I first started working in corporate America.
That's interesting.
We were talking about the
that.
idea of putting together this big model and blah 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 blah, and they were like, "Okay, that's great, but is the juice worth the squeeze?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" Then I sat back and I was like, "Oh, is all the work we're going to put into it worth the end result and the end product?" And the answer to that question was fuck no, unequivocally fuck no. And we immediately aborted that idea.
Right.
But
that article that you sent us, because I think we don't like to think that, because if you're not persevering, that means you're giving up, and no one likes to say they're giving up something or quitting. We talked last season about failure and how that makes you feel and all that and the other, and so this seems like it's opposite, but I don't think it's opposite at all. I think it's just a different path that you might be taking, and deciding to pivot is what I'd rather say than persevere. I don't see it as giving up, because just because you're not doing the one thing doesn't mean you're not doing something else. And I think that's okay. And I think a lot of people get caught up in the fact that I've got to keep doing this thing. That article you sent, it was like people will do a task just to say they completed a task. And the task at the point, by the time they finish it, has no meaning. It does not change anything, but they're doing it to say they completed it. And at the end of it, they're looking around like, okay, my marriage is in trouble, or my money is fucked up, or my girlfriend's mad at me, or I've lost some friends, or I don't have any time, or I've gained a lot of weight, or I have a drinking problem now. So there's a lot of things that can go into people who push for the wrong things.
Yes.
And not because pushing is a bad thing, but you push toward a thing and you're not willing to step back and say, maybe this is not the thing to push for. And I'm glad we brought that up, because like I think people get lost in that. They try to think, oh, we gotta go. But like,
so when to go?
Do
But if you think so, for anyone who has had a family member or they have had a baby and they had to push the baby out, there are times in which you push and times in which you don't. And the doctors will literally say, don't push right now because it's going to be a detriment to your child or to you, because it's not the appropriate way to do it. And I think that you think of, like, even I remember when I first thought about like childbirth, and how that would go is like, you think that girls supposed to just go, baby out. Like you just push as hard as you can, the baby just pops out. But it's like, that's not at all how the fuck it goes. And like, there are different ways in which you have to go about it. You have to be strategic with how you push, because if you just push for the fuck of it, like that shit is the absolute worst.
yeah.
Or even from a different standpoint of expectations that are placed on you and trying to meet those expectations and persevering to be like, I just got to keep pushing forward because this is what's expected of me to do this. I think sometimes when you're pushing forward, not only like you said, Coley, you're losing pieces of yourself or other things around you are dying or not being growth because you're in a lane that you're not supposed to be in.
I remember whenever like growing up thinking about careers, and I was always like, my mom used to always tell me to keep my day job because I wasn't funny when I was younger, is what she said. And I was like,
Mama.
yeah, Mama Esquire was real straightforward.
You mean Mama Naji?
Mama Naji might be. See,
Probably also Mama Esquire.
yeah, I wouldn't.
Mama Esquire is quite hilarious. So she loves a good laugh. So she probably been like, just keep your head in your books too, though. You could do both.
I didn't get you could do both. My mother told me to stick to your day job, and there was one day I never forget this where it was my sister's graduation from college, and I don't know what I was on, but I was on like just a tear of comedy. And my mother was in stitches in the living room, and I was looking at her like, yeah. She was like, I knew you were going to do it. I was like, oh, you believed in me? Okay,
Right.
I'm just going to cry in the corner.
But no, it can be like it was funny. So I talked before about the failing with like when I was working on my master's. So it's like the first time that I was doing it, that was more of like the perseverance to me in my head. Like I've got quotes up out there in the world, bad perseverance, because I was pushing toward this thing because I felt that that's what I needed to do. I was tired of people asking me and or my parents, well, what's Coley doing? What's up? What's happening with that? What she got going on? So, okay, I'm working my master's. Shit, I'm getting my master's degree. It's going to be great. I had no plan at all. I'm working on a master's so I could say something important. And that first round out, like I was stressed. I did gain some weight. I did drink a lot and I failed. I did not complete it initially. So when I decided that I was going to go back, I was pushing, but I was pushing for different reasons. And that makes a difference too. If you are pushing towards something that makes sense to you personally, not because someone else has said this is what you need to do, or because this is what they feel you need to do, or like whatever expectation has been placed on you. Like, I'm doing this. Here's the result that I know I can achieve, and I'm going to do that now. Versus just trying to make it. I wasn't trying to shoot for straight A's. I couldn't get straight A's. I'm a working professional. I can't get straight A's at the damn school with the work I was doing at the time. So I was okay with that. I learned that that's not going to be an issue, and I went past that and just finished the shit. And that made it so much easier and so much better. And it was a different experience entirely. So still perseverance, but not that it didn't have that negative effect that it can have.
I remember when I first got to college, I was at UNCG. And that was supposed to be my end-all, be-all school that I was going to go to. I was very excited. I was very proud to be rocking the gold
Spartans.
And gold and navy or whatever
Those
the fuck
Spartans.
they had going on. And I remember I got there, and my very first semester, I fucking hated that school. And I knew I wanted to transfer out of there. And after talking to Mama Naji,
See,
Mama Naji, and she told me, stick to my day job.
She would have.
I was talking to Mama Esquire and Daddy Esquire.
No, so you ain't talk to Daddy Naji.
I was talking, Daddy Esquire, Mama Esquire.
Doubtful.
I told them how unhappy I was, and both of them said the same thing. Well, you need to suck it up. College is not about a college experience you're supposed to have. It's not about making friends. It's not about doing all these different things. It's about you getting there and getting that education. And I remember sitting there thinking, that's not what my life is supposed to be. At least that's not how they did it on Saved by the Bell. College years. It can't be like that. Like, I visited other people at different colleges.
They're having a good time.
They're having a good
Yes.
time.
Yeah.
I should not have to
Yes.
persevere and push through this. And then I remember finally coming to UNC Charlotte and being like, that's where I want to go. And
That's where you want to be?
That's where I want to be. And Mama Esquire and Daddy Esquire was like, you're gonna just you transform for the wrong reasons. And as soon as I got to UNC Charlotte, and my whole attitude changed. It's like I could focus more on what I wanted to do because I felt a lot more comfortable. I felt like I was in an environment that I was growing. But that required me not to push through in something that wasn't meant for me, but to make a change and pivot and go somewhere else. And now I'm glad with my decision. So I think that definitely ties into the whole, you got to do what you got to do.
I smooth transferred to UNC Charlotte for the wrong reasons.
Oh, shit. Well,
I can't. So so my college experience is actually kind of like the opposite of that. Well, not necessarily the opposite, but it was like an adjacent version of that because I was at Central initially in Durham. And I mean, while my education was free and I literally had no bills whatsoever and like was getting money from the school to be there and was going to get more money the next semester, I had my mind made up and I won't turn back. Because the girl I was dating at the time was at UNCC, and I was like, I need to come down here because this long distance thing ain't working. Meanwhile, first girlfriend ever.
Distance is killing me.
That was your first girlfriend ever?
Like real girlfriend, like
Yeah,
to
okay.
be as an adult.
Okay.
Quote unquote adult.
Gotcha.
And so I was like, this distance ain't working. Like meanwhile,
All right, Brandy.
it was like nigga, I was out here just having all the worst talks. So when I came to Charlotte, like I was not happy here at all.
Really?
And I hated it. Like I didn't know anybody because I transferred in the middle of the year. And
For your second semester.
yeah.
Gotcha.
So I didn't know anybody because everyone kind of meets people when they come into like orientation or like whatever.
Sore.
So exactly. But me coming in the middle, I was just this random guy who popped up, and I lived in the high rise on the other side of the campus, so
Yeah.
people didn't know. They were like, "Who is this?" But he was just this big nigga. Who is this big ass nigga walking through campus? And I was like, "I'm gonna play basketball. I'm gonna play basketball. Can I play basketball?" and that was it. So I just stopped going to class and all kinds of shit. Like I was not doing what I was supposed to do because I didn't want to be where I was. But I was like, I'm supposed to be here. I gotta stay. And it got really, really bad for me because I was trying to do something I didn't need to do. But what I had to realize
Here
was,
at UNC Charlotte.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I failed every single class I took my first semester at UNC Charlotte.
Oh my God.
I literally had a 0.0 GPA. Like, no lie.
Because you weren't going to class.
You
or
go to
anything.
class, nothing. I was in all these like advanced classes that I didn't like, especially like when it came to math and science. But
And you're good at those things.
exactly. But it wasn't I was like failing because I couldn't do the work. I just wasn't doing the work.
Pushing
Not
through
going to
skirts.
class. No, I had a girlfriend at the time, and she was going
Her
to class.
skirt.
No, I was just going to play basketball and eating. Like eating something stupid.
You were just here to be where she was.
That's it. And in my head, I was coming here because I wanted to be an engineer. So I'm coming here because my old school didn't have an engineering program, even though they had a joint engineering program with some other school, but whatever.
Yeah.
I convinced myself that I needed to be somewhere else for all the wrong reasons, and I was going to push through it. I was going to get it done. It was like, shit was fucking terrible. And that literally, like it took me 7 years to get through college. Like undergrad, because of the dumb shit that I made a choice of, and like I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna stick with it. It's like, no, this is not what you need to do. You need to do something different. So when I finally realized I needed to do something different, the whole world seemed to open up, and those were depressing days.
Naji, I did not even realize that. I mean,
Same.
we've known each other for a while. I didn't know that. I remember you saying that you did transfer here for the wrong reasons, but I didn't know that the wrong reasons went into wrong actions.
Oh, yeah.
as well. So that is
Absolutely.
like, but you pushed through.
I came out on the other side, and
Yeah.
I'm thankful for it. I mean, it took me a while to get there. So, like, now when people, it's funny talking to, because I use that as a conversation starter in all of my interviews, mostly. When they're talking about, tell me about a time when you've had to, struggle through X, Y, Z. I'm like, oh, I failed everything in college initially. And they're like, what? I'm like, however, check my resume, bitch.
Right.
I'm not there no more.
But I'm here.
But I'm here. Thank God.
I may be ugly, but I'm here.
But I'm here. And it's stuff like that lets me see that you can really fuck yourself over trying to push for something that you don't need to have.
Yeah.
Or in a way in which you don't need to have it. Because again, like you all were talking about, the way what you were looking
Yes.
to get was still what you wanted to obtain, but the path that you were taking matters.
Yeah.
It genuinely matters. Like when people say, I don't care how you get there, but get there if you can. Get there if you can in the way that's best for you.
That's
Yeah.
exactly it.
And it's something when you talk about
shit,
paths that we're taking, doing things.
Damn.
Shit.
The article mentions something about growth mindset, and I hear we use that term a lot in my work that I do. And
You got a job?
Coley does work. She's off this week, but she does work. One of the things that I hear a lot is like people having a growth mindset and pushing through and dealing with certain things. And what I found when I'm working with these individuals is that I see myself in them. I see them trying to push because they need a job or because their manager says you need to do this. But I'm sitting there looking at these people. I'm like, this is not the job for you. I'm not saying that you can't do anything. I'm not saying that you don't have the capabilities. But in the way that articles told us, sometimes a growth mindset, thinking beyond the thing that's obstructing your view, is not the case. And there's nothing wrong with that ideology at all, because it does work in certain circumstances. But sometimes that's not it. So it's one of the things I do with my work is I talk to these people. I'm like, okay, look, what do you need? What are you needing here? Like you have to have an honest conversation with yourself about, okay, why are you doing this? So I ask, I say, legit, I'm like, what are you pushing for? Like, take this quota out take this, that out. Like, what are you doing this for? You get up every morning and you log in this virtual ass environment is crazy as fuck. What are you doing this for? And then they answer me and I'm like, okay, the way that you're doing it, is that helping you do it for this person? Is it getting that person or this thing or that whatever what they need? And if they say, no, okay, now how do we readjust to make that work? Because the way you're doing it is not working. And that doesn't mean that you have to fail. That doesn't mean that you're quitting. It just means that we are pivoting to do something different so we can push differently to make this work for you. Because right now this is not. And like, that's something that I don't think everybody gets. And it's frowned upon to like stop and think.
Yeah.
But like, you have to sometimes.
You know, just listening to you tell that story about what you do for Coley works.
It works.
It works.
Hashtag Coley works.
Coley works. Getting stuff done. I'm thinking just for my type of mindset and how we talked about how the podcast got started or whatever. What I've learned is that you can't make people persevere the way that you think that you would persevere. And perseverance is literally a personal thing. Because if you are the only one that sees a potential, and even then, you may not even need to be a person that needs to see the potential, but just to say, hey, you should push forward, you should do this, yada, yada. If that person is not ready to do that, or they need to pivot, as we were talking about, you cannot do that for that person. That person has to come to their own realization. This is the path that I need to be on, or I need to reevaluate some other things. Almost like what we were talking about with the failure episodes with disregarding some of your biggest supporters or whatever. It's like, you cannot be the perseverer in that person. They have to be their own perseverance. And I think that's what the fuck I hear all
every day,
that.
and I try to make them like, look, I'm just here. They hired me to tell you, like, to help you get better. But if you're not trying to do it that way, that's cool. Let me know. Because I can work with that.
Yeah.
I can work with the honesty and the vulnerability of like you realizing that that's not what's happening here. I can work with that. So let's do that.
So that reminds me of like how things are kind of going in the pandemic, right? Because when this whole thing started, everybody was like, okay, we about to sit still. This is the time. Y'all need to go out here and start your businesses. For 2 weeks.
For 2 weeks.
That's it.
We sit down for 2 weeks.
Maximum 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
And we back 10 months later. But they were on this whole like, you need to be out here. You need to be starting businesses. You need to be doing X, Y, and Z. And it's just like, but that ain't for everybody. Like, because I can imagine, so think about this. Like, imagine someone in a pandemic deciding, okay, I have more free time. Let me go out here and start this business. Let me go invest in this business. But now you're spending your money that you need to probably be saving because you don't know what the fuck is going on to start up a business with people who can't like buy into the business mostly. Like, I don't really know where you would be getting all these funds. Maybe you have like the perfect idea and you're going to sell the best bow ties ever. That's fine. But there are a lot of different factors that are kind of going against, you know, out just starting certain types of businesses. And it's okay to say, it's not my time to come out here and do X, Y, and Z. But it was a really, really heavy like push when the whole pandemic started to be like, you need to be out here doing stuff. And it's
everybody
like,
and their mama is trying to tell you like if you're not doing anything right now, like you're wrong. You've wasted. It's over. Like, what?
But on the flip side,
the pandemic's not over.
But on the flip side, there were people who were trying to bash or belittle people who were trying to do things that were a little different in the pandemic. I remember talking to somebody and I was saying, I'm in here trying to learn how to cut my hair for the pandemic, and all I heard was, why? You're not going anywhere. Like, you're not going anywhere fucking where? And it's just like, well,
I will be a scrubbing nigga in my house.
That's a sense of normalcy for me.
Yeah.
Like I'm used to going to get my hair cut at this amount of time. Well, you know what? If I don't want to get up and look at myself with wild hairs all over the place, then maybe I need to do something. I got some clippers. I got enough time. Ain't nobody going to see me. Let me see what the fuck I can do, and I can learn a new skill at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah.
And go from there. So,
but that's you doing something because you want to do it because it fits what it is that you're looking to do versus being out here just trying to do X, Y, and Z. Like, there's a lot of people who've gained a lot of weight during the pandemic because we're just sitting still. We ain't doing nothing.
Me, I'm people.
and it's like, look, as long as you have a hold of it and you understand, like, we got to make some changes. Okay, cool. We're going to make some changes to keep it going. But like, I'm not going to sit here and like knock somebody because they gained some weight during a national pandemic that they've never experienced. No one has been locked in their home like this without having done something wrong legally for like for a year almost. Like, this shit is fucking wild. So like, I'm not here to like judge anybody's plight or to like knock anybody's hustle throughout the pandemic. I mean, as long as you ain't out here hurting nobody, like,
Right.
Yeah.
do what you got to do. If for you to be okay during the pandemic, you need to sit on your ass and watch Netflix. I mean, there's a lot of shit on Netflix, you know. Who knows if you can run out of shit on Netflix? You may be able to, maybe not. But maybe you want to be out here starting a business. You want to go out here and start a podcast, or you want to go do X, Y, and Z. I don't give a fuck what you do. Do what you got to do, because ultimately, most likely, it's not going to impact me unless I allow it to.
Let me ask a question. Regardless of how small it is, do you think that someone should have used this time to at least learn something about themselves? Regardless of how small it is. Whether it be, I don't sleep like I
Well, I think they
used to
probably
sleep.
did. If they didn't, then they just weren't paying close enough attention. Possibly persevering on something they shouldn't have been, but
Persevering on that porn.
maybe.
Wait.
And it's hard in the last 10 months not to have learned something about yourself. If you haven't, then I'm like, ooh, what were you doing this whole time?
So to not be a complete hypocrite of what I just said, I'm not going to knock someone for not learning something about themselves. I found that this was a good opportunity for me to learn something about myself and the people around me to learn things about themselves. But if you don't learn something about yourself during this pandemic, that's on you. Like, I'm not going to bash you over the head for it, because you might be like taking this on very, very differently than anybody else is. And that's okay, because none of us are handling the pandemic the same. None of us.
None of us.
Pandemic perseverance is not necessarily you got to go do everything. Sometimes it means you need to, because some people need to slow the fuck down. And I think this was also a time to make people slow the fuck down that needed to.
I know for me, it made me realize I'm an only child anyway, so I'm used to being by myself. But sometimes there's a difference between being by yourself and being with your own thoughts. And this pandemic, I can't just run. Well, in the beginning, I couldn't just run to where I wanted to run to or be somewhere if I felt like being social. It was like you literally had to sit your ass down. And sometimes sitting there with yourself,
Oh, God.
when someone is not available for a virtual shot or a virtual chat, and you're waking up doing the same thing over and over again. It's like
Groundhog Day.
Exactly. It's like, well, who the fuck you got going on? What are you thinking about? Like, what is your outlook right now? Type of shit.
There's so much fucking introspection that was forced upon people due to this pandemic, and some people ran from it in new ways. Some people embraced it. But I can honestly say that I think that the majority of how I pandemicked, right?
Yes.
How I pandemic
How you panoramic?
ED.
was a little bit, different than I think other people's were. I wasn't like on some supreme workout kick. I wasn't on some like I want to eat healthy all day every day, or I want to go out here and start a business. I was out here on some like, how can I make it through the day and be okay for tomorrow?
You also had a baby
had a
Naji
Which
that was
is-
running around talking about
hence-
pandemic.
But hence why
Panasonic.
everything that I was doing was I need to find a way to be okay today.
Yeah.
And I need to find a better way to be okay for tomorrow, and kind of, keep pushing that envelope, because like he's going to suck shit in for me that like he's going to take stuff that I give out like at a young age, and even as he gets older. And I don't want to be out here like just throwing water and shit all over like Rizzo and whatnot, and just making stuff like not actually be susceptible to him to be able to receive something I want him to have.
Gotcha.
And so like I was actively thinking like just try to be okay, figure it out, because this shit threw a wrench in a lot of different things across the board
Yes.
in life.
Yes.
And so but how did y'all pandemic?
I think initially, because I was of the mindset, this is America, right? This isn't, we'll get through
Right.
this. Everything will be fine. Once I realized, probably about, I guess, 3-4 months in, that I said, this is what we're doing. Fucking A. Okay. So then it became okay. So I did start to have those thoughts of, should I be doing something different then? Because I've never been the kind of person to just be like idle and lazy. That's not my thing. Anybody who knows that I don't do well with idle time. I have to be doing something, whether it's productive or not. I'm usually doing something. I've watched more TV in 2020 than I've ever watched. Like there are certain things I used to watch on TV, yes, like on purpose. but I watched certain things. I didn't just sit and like purposely try to do something on TV. I watched more TV in 2020 than I ever have, and that does bother me. When I caught myself doing that about 5 months in, I was like, okay, this isn't what I want. And I didn't want to run the world or start like a $1 billion business, but I did ask myself, okay, I'm not happy with this state. What am I going to do? What would I like to do instead? Mm-hmm. So I did ask myself those questions, like, okay, what can I change? What would I rather do? Well, how would I rather spend this time? And it doesn't mean that it's wrong for the people out there listening. It's not wrong to sit there and watch all the fucking Netflix. Like you were saying, do that. I don't give a damn. Do what you got to do. Me, personally, I was not okay with that. So I said, okay, I got to figure something else out. Mm-hmm. And I did that, and I'm working through it. And I think we were talking the other night, like I've decided what I would like to do moving forward. Mm-hmm. Did I feel like I wasted it? I did. For a split second, I did feel like I wasted the time. Then the pandemic, when I was pandemicking, I was watching TV. I was eating, drinking, like we were talking earlier, just goofing off, whatever, taking it as free time. But now I've realized, okay, there are some other things that I have learned and noticed during this time. So now I do have a list of things I like to do with what I learned and noticed during 2020.
I pandemicked in panic. I came into 2020 with a whole bunch of list of goals and things that I fucking wanted to do. Mm-hmm. And it was one of those things where you come out of 2019, you're like, that's about my year, nigga. Mm-hmm. I'm about to be doing X, Y, V and everything in between. And when I couldn't do X, Y, Z and everything in between, I was like freaking out because it was just like, I cannot do anything. And it literally made me reevaluate, okay, what were my goals that I wanted to do in 2020? Mm-hmm. What can I honestly do in 2020 in the middle of a pandemic? Well, I knew I wanted to save more. Hey, you know what? We ain't going nowhere. They passing some money out to some folk. Maybe I need to put that into a savings account. I knew that I wanted to work towards buying a new home. So I was like, well, you know what? I'm saving. Maybe I got a whole bunch of time at the house to do some research. So I guess I could do some damn research. I knew that I wanted to work on as far as like my eating habits, even though I kept ordering out. I did learn how to cook some shit while I was at the fucking house.
That's all that matters.
And going from there. So I think
shout out to Ninja, the MVP of the pandemic.
I had to fucking, for me, like me and Naji used to do the P90X, and there was
Jesus Christ.
The regular workout that you would do with Tony Horton. And then they always had that one person like Pam who would do the modified version. So I had to do a modified version of 2020 for some of the things that I wanted to do. And hopefully going in 2021, when the next pandemic hits, I know how to fucking get through that and modify my way, or as Jimmy earlier would say, fake my way to the top.
Round and around.
And fucking around.
I saw a thing the other day, or maybe earlier today, that said something about, what if we just go into 2020 with faith and love and light and the knowledge of what we can and cannot do. Like it was what you were just saying.
2020 to 2021.
2021. What if we go into 20? What we don't throw any huge expectations on us or the year. We just go into it with faith, love and light, acceptance, acknowledgement of whatever is, and preparedness, like being ready to take on whatever you might see. That goes
so against the culture that's ingrained in all of us.
It does, but like where we are though.
I like it, but it just doesn't sound like what we know or what we've done. But I think that it would be very helpful because those expectations they weigh on you, and they weigh on you in your sleep. Mm-hmm.
And that's okay. So shout out to the people out there. Like, we're not saying that it's like you're feeling the wrong way. Whatever you're doing, by all means, we are no experts. Clearly, we usually three people pandemicking in different ways. Pandemic. Duh. We're in the Panasonic, the Panoramic, the Ahhh Push It. When you're out here just doing it, there is no wrong or right way to do this thing. Perseverance, but like, I think for us, the thing is to make sure that you are pushing for something that is worth a damn to you. Mm-hmm. And that the end result is worth a damn to you, or at the very least, someone who is important to you. Yeah. Because otherwise, it is pointless. Like those articles that Naji sent us, I was reading, I was like, it made so much sense. Like, I have that mindset. Mm-hmm. My bar for my life has been set to the fucking sky. I struggle greatly with not doing enough because I feel like I'm supposed to be doing something else all the time. And realizing that the pivot is okay is real. And even though I just said that I talk to my people like that, nobody listens to themselves. Everybody knows that. So when I'm talking to them, I'm telling them things that I say I know, but then like people tell me, they're like, no, I ain't know anybody doing that. Fuck that shit.
You really talking to yourself.
Well, maybe.
Because these last couple of weeks when we be having all these conversations and I'm talking to y'all about stuff, I find myself talking to myself, and I'm like, damn nigga, like you're talking to them in the way that you need someone to talk to you. So listen to your damn self,
Right.
Listen to your heart.
Right.
or listen
Ooh.
to the song here in my heart.
Ooh.
Oh,
Or
speaking of
Spanish. Oye.
Oh yeah. Oh man, I really wish that they put Shakira on that version.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, speaking of singers,
Not singers.
yeah. So, do we see any singers that's out here or artists, celebs,
Entertainers.
entertainers
Entertainers.
that have persevered through a lot of different things? I give people the quick example of Michael Jordan getting cut from his junior varsity basketball team in Wilson, North Carolina, to go on to be arguably the greatest player to ever play
GOAT.
the game.
Uncle Mike.
Steve Jobs did he get fired from Apple or something like that?
He did. He got
Not
up out of
Apple.
there. He's part of Apple, but not Apple, not Steve Jobs. I'm thinking about who's the regional dude that did Apple.
Steve Jobs was Apple.
That was Apple.
He was Apple. He
He
didn't get fired
started.
from Apple.
He started in his garage. He lost a piece of it, and then he came
He
back.
came back and
got hired.
He never left.
Right.
And then took the shit to the next level. So I think of that, when I give that preface, that's kind of what my thoughts are on entertainers, people of that nature. You had your hand rose.
I did. I thought we were at the part where we were telling people to stop.
Oh, that's coming. That's
Not
I
yet.
just wanted to give a
I
nice
don't have
shout out
any
to the
encouragement.
people. No encouragement.
So,
Do you have some
what y'all got?
encouragement?
Yes, I do. I'm looking at Robert Downey Jr. And just his struggles.
He
you
was
know.
a drunk. Bless him.
He was a drunk. He dealt with a lot of addiction. He served time in prison.
Yes.
For some of his antics, and to see a person who started off with a budding acting career lose it all, and then come back, push through after rehab, and become the face of a billions of dollar franchise, and be the most popular celebrity in the world almost in this time
What
period.
Tina
right
said? You got to push.
Hey,
You got to push. You
you
got to push until you get it right. Gina, not Tina.
Yes, Gina.
Bless it.
Push. But yes, I'm thinking about him. I'm thinking about Chadwick Boseman
R.I.P. to a real one.
with someone persevering through damn cancer
Nigga, what?
to push through for his craft. And I remember this last movie that he did. Well, it wasn't. What was the one that's on Netflix about him being a soldier?
I don't know that one.
It's like 41 lines in front of Bloodline or something.
I
Bloodlines or
know what you're
something.
talking about. Yes. The yes.
One of the actors that was on set had saw him, and they were saying about how, oh, I thought he was just soft because he came out there. He had like his masseuse, and he had his wife that was holding his hand in between different sets, and like just making sure he was relaxed. And they were like, oh, the money that got to him, it went to his head. When these people were actually there to calm him down, make sure he was in a comfortable state because he was dealing with cancer. And Buddy
The
apologized.
end stages of cancer at that.
Yes, stage 4 type cancer. And Buddy was like, he had to come back and apologize because he was like, he was actually doing everything that he could to make sure that he could show up to work and make sure that he was okay to be there. All this kind of stuff. That's a perseverance I don't think anybody really can fucking know about.
No.
Like you were you were in a deadly sickness, but you were still trying to deliver a craft that you believe in and entertain and do things because that's your dream. That's what you want to do. So
No, I agree. Yeah, love that. I think you
You
mentioned
had one other one.
I had Tyler Perry.
Oh, you can skip that.
Okay, I had Tyler Perry and I also had Issa Rae.
That's what it is.
Yes.
That's it. We like that one. We like that one.
Well, in point of order, we don't have anything against Tyler Perry. we give Tyler Perry his flowers.
Niggas pivoted as soon as I said fucking Tyler Perry. Oh shit, we gotta go the other way.
All right, cool.
Issa Rae. I was reading an article where she was talking about where she was doing the YouTube Awkward Black Girl. And she was saying, it's fun at first because you have all these people, these actors that are doing different things.
Yeah.
And a lot of times when you're releasing those episodes, you're doing them like the day before you're getting them out. She said, but at the same time, people have jobs. They need money. They need to be doing different things. I don't have the funding to do what I want to do. Yeah. And so when HBO finally came along, so I can finally pay these people what they deserve. I can get them their benefits. I can fucking do the correct shooting that needs to be done. I can be at these different locations. And I think that says something about perseverance as well, because it's just like, this is her dream for for being an actor and a writer. And she said originally she wasn't even trying to be an actor or be in it. It was more so she just wanted to write it. So
I read her book. That's what her book was talking about.
Yeah.
So she's like, this is how I intended it, but I guess here we are. So
I couldn't imagine someone else playing Issa in Insecure.
Yeah, not at all.
Like at this point, like it just feels like she has created the picture perfect idea of what that character should look like to me. Now that's probably because I've only seen one person do it. But
it's also her though. Like reading her, she is awkward. So that it's very, very real. That is her actual personality. So with that being like her actual personality, I think it was a push through thing, because if they're asking more of you, when you come to a point, people are asking more of you because they, something is, you got something going, whatever. And they're like, well, I didn't really intend for that to be the case, but okay. And then I think we've even seen articles since Insecure has become popular, like the stars of that show, they are not the women that traditionally Hollywood would say, oh, these are the fucking ones. I've had people who have said that those characters don't excite them in any way, or that they're not the women they want to see. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. These women are beautiful. Natasha, Yvonne Orji, Amanda Seales, as annoying as she might be.
They were ugly.
Some people have said that they were ugly. Yeah. They were not the traditional things of beauty or whatever. Like, I don't want to be the person out in the forefront. But these women are unbelievably talented and beautiful. So they've taken the ride that I'm sure Hollywood can put you through. I've never experienced it, obviously, but we hear about it all the time and they talk about it. So that's a perseverance thing in itself, like starting out something that you didn't expect to do and then ending up doing it. And then also now bringing all the stuff in that she's bringing in with it. So that's a definite success story with that shit.
And on that, doing what? She has a music label, radio. She has that fucking store or that coffee shop that she has. Her own.
Is it Seattle?
I don't know if it's in Seattle. I think it's in. I think it's in Cali. And also her own production label and all that kind of stuff. So she's out here doing it. So she persevered.
Yeah, definitely. Anyone else for you, Naji? Anyone in particular that stuck out for you?
No.
No.
Okay.
No. However, there are some folks who need to stop.
Yes, I raised my hand because I saw my person
Who
earlier
did the pivot?
today.
You're saying who did the pivot?
Well, it depends on what. Well, it depends. I'll let you guys decide what they should do. I saw my person earlier today on a clip on the Instagram. Jennifer Lopez.
Wow.
I love J-Lo. I've loved J-Lo since Anything for Salinas. Since she was a fly girl. I enjoy J-Lo. I will never take a single thing away from J-Lo except the fact that she continues to try to get inside of a booth, put headphones on, and sing notes. Earlier today,
Wow.
she and Stevie Mackey released a video of one of their Christmas songs. Most Wonderful Time of the Year, I believe, is the song. She's on his album with him, and we've seen that Stevie Mackey works with her vocally. And I'm not saying that Stevie Mackey is not talented and has not helped her, but Jennifer Lopez always sounds the same to me, which is not good. So, and that's not. And some of her songs have been fun to listen to, but it's not because it's her singing. It's because the song is fun. Like Waiting for Tonight, it's fun to sing, not because you're good at it. Like,
on the music sings. That is my fucking shit.
Let's get loud. Like, I don't. Like, and she keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I'd like to tell myself it's because she's a great entertainer, and she is. So it's the singing part. Like, just because you're working with a very talented singer to help you with your singing does not mean you're getting better.
And we're not talking about Ashanti.
We're talking about Jennifer Lopez.
No, I'm talking about that's not the talented singer she's working with to get better. That's just a writer.
Either way, she keeps trying, and I want it to stop.
Yeah, she should stop. And also, Daniel Caesar should just give it the fuck up.
You carried this from last episode.
Wow.
I am so. I'm just. I don't.
But we don't even
So
hear
you don't
anything
like
from
any
him.
of his
Though.
music? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying that. I just don't want any more of it.
We don't even hear from him.
Wow.
I just don't care. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. After the song with her, I felt like that was like. I felt like he should have came out with a banger after
Y'all
that.
check out episode 6 where Naji rips Daniel Caesar while Esquire tries to piece him back together.
Right.
I'm just not. I just think that like I want more from him. I wanted more from him for you to tell me that he put something out for me to listen to and like it. That's what I wanted. But I just haven't had it. I haven't got it. I want him to stop.
My.
Well, that another person who needs to pivot is your boy Anthony Hamilton. I need him to focus on the cuts, focus on getting those man units together, people who don't want to be bald and still want to have hair. I need him to focus on the wash and dry and the
No
doobie
matter
raps.
what the people say, I'm gonna sing it anyway.
No.
Can't let
This
go.
is my life.
Your boy recently tried to revamp himself by coming out with the Shadow King. Having a song with the Shadow King, and that was
When does that
not
song come
it.
out? I can't wait.
I don't want to hear it.
I can't wait.
From the last snippet I did hear,
I'm
I was
excited
like,
to hear about it.
when I saw it on Instagram, I was like, "This is some bullshit." I wanted to get in the comments and be like, "Report this video."
Hey, you know what? I have one. After watching fully now the stand up, Kevin Hart should no longer do stand up. And I say stand up, specifically stand up is what
Pacifically.
I say. Pacifically, like the ocean. Stand up. I'm not saying his movies or his other endeavors that he has. He's very talented and he's done a really great thing. I won't take that from him.
All of it.
But his stand up can be
it ain't
no
it.
more.
It ain't it.
I went into this one with high hopes. I follow him. Sometimes he is funny still on his little Instagram or whatever. This what is it? What's the name of that shit?
My daughter's a hoe.
I forget what the fucking name of it is. He's in his pajamas. He's allegedly he's in like his basement or whatever. It wasn't good. There were parts of it I was like, haha, that's funny, but I'm like, okay, I've literally had funnier moments with my niggas at the table. So stand up to what he should stop doing.
I think he should get rid of all of it because
All of it.
the movies are like he is playing himself in all the movies except for that one where it was like a drama that he was doing with like Bryan Cranston.
I didn't see that one,
And
so
I
I
didn't
don't
see
know.
it either because I was afraid I was going to see him doing himself. But that whole oh my god, I'm in a different situation. Oh my god, I shouldn't be here. Oh my god, what am I going to do? Like that gets old really fast. I think you're right. He needs to pivot. Focus on the next generation because I think he has like a comedy channel or something like that.
Yes, he has a channel, the Laugh Out Loud channel.
The Laugh Out Loud channel. He's working on like with Fabletics and different things and health and fitness. I think he just needs to go away for a second and then come back and take a break.
Yes.
His comedy hasn't been funny to me for a while. His movies, the funny part of his movies is never him for me anymore. It's the other people around him. Like Night School, like his part wasn't funny. It was what was the other black dude's name? He was also in 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Oh, I know you.
He's in Weeds too. Was he in Weeds?
Was it Hannibal or
Maybe. No, not Hannibal.
No.
The kind of taller black dude.
Bald headed.
I know who you're talking
he's
about.
bald-headed now for sure.
I know who you're talking about.
The infamous scene from 40-Year-Old Virgin with the two black Kevin Hart and the other black guy. It's that other black guy. Like, he was fucking hilarious in Night School, but like I was like, Kevin, you're not for me. Like, but then again, he is for millions of people. There's millions of motherfuckers who like, oh, keep it going, Kevin. We love this stale comedy and love it.
Yeah.
And so he gonna make his money. I ain't mad at him for getting a check, but just understand that I will not be streaming.
Yeah.
Not that he cares, but I care.
I will always give it a shot. When I saw this stand-up, I said, let me give it a shot because that's what made me love him. His movies were never what did it for me.
I'm a grown little man was so fucking funny.
His stand-up is what did it for me. And like his grind, we're talking about perseverance, his grind cannot be denied.
Yeah.
He works a whole fucking lot. But I do think at this point he is someone who needs to work in certain areas. He needs to redirect where he puts his work. Like that's wholeheartedly.
And as Esquire mentioned earlier today, anybody making a DC movie,
Yes.
he needs to just fucking stop.
That needs to at this point I was trying to go in with my eyes wide open, especially with this new Wonder Woman movie. Because first off, the Wonder Woman movie was the saving grace for me for the DC universe.
It was.
Absolutely.
Wonder Woman was
And
good because
maybe-
Justice League was trash.
And
I don't know
maybe
if I- I don't see
Suicide
Aquaman.
Squad. Maybe Suicide Squad.
I still haven't even seen that yet.
Aquaman was okay.
Okay.
I liked Aquaman.
Aquaman was
Better
okay.
than Suicide Squad.
I didn't see either one of those.
Either way it goes, Wonder Woman set the standard.
The first one.
The first one,
Not
set the bar.
WWE 84.
This second one, and I don't know what it is. Maybe it's about the way Marvel does, where they pick a solo movie, but they put a genre on top of it, like we were talking about before. Is this a spy movie? Is this a magical movie? Is this a whatever genre it fits into? I don't know what the hell that Wonder Woman was.
I haven't got past the first like 30 minutes. Like the beginning scene, spoiler alert, the beginning scene where she's like in the mall, like with those, I'm like, what the fuck is happening? This shit feels cheesy as fuck.
Yes.
I saw an article today about it, about what the hell was happening there. I saw that today.
What did they say?
No, they were because there's two. So there's an opening. There's two different scenes apparently. Because I didn't see that. But I saw the article. I was like, "What in a mall? What are you talking about?" Because the opening thing that I saw was they were in the place. What is
Hiroshima, whatever
the
it's
planet
called.
where the place where all the women are.
Themyscira. Well, both of those scenes were in the movie.
Yeah, that's the
They're
that's
in
the opening.
That's the
scene.
very first scene is Themyscira where she's doing the
She's a kid.
competition.
Yes.
And then it switches over to the mall scene.
This is
that
when you start doing the dishes.
Naji was talking about.
So then the mall scene, the article was saying that they couldn't figure out what place it had. Like, why was this the transition that we made kind of thing? And I don't know, because I was, like I said, I went to go wash the dishes for after Christmas dinner.
It made no sense. It made no sense. Like, the whole fucking Themyscira thing was about winning honorably and about not taking shortcuts. And then we jump to the mall and we have these Bebop and Rocksteady from the Ninja Turtles, like in that bitch.
Looking like Hall and Oates.
Well,
Yes.
Don't disrespect.
And they were
I
scared.
remember now.
They were scared to
Yes.
use their guns.
Yes.
Like they were like.
But meanwhile, she was getting lessons from fucking what's the girl's name? Jenny from fucking Forrest Gump.
Yes.
Yes.
So we should have known that this shit was about to take a left.
Yeah,
Well, she was in the first one.
she was.
And I felt the same way then.
Yes.
You didn't like her in the first one?
I just can't. She's either Claire Underwood or she's Jenny. She's not.
It
I
is
can't do
weird to
both.
see her in that getup, but yes.
With that little fake ass accent. I'm like, bitch, stop.
The saving grace of that movie was Dr. Minerva / that comedian that was from SNL.
Kristen Wiig,
I'll
shout out.
watch it for that part.
She looked fucking
Fantastic.
beautiful.
Well, that's the only thing. Was just her looks.
She
Her
was
comedy.
She was funny for a little bit, but it was mostly about her, like how
Transformation,
she
yeah.
was just like beautiful as fuck. Which kind of bit off of the whole. To me, it kind of bit off of the whole Batman movie where they had Pamela Isley and Uma Thurman. You remember from Arnold Schwarzenegger playing Mr. Freeze?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
how Uma Thurman started off as like the sciencey, nerdy
It was
motherfucker.
that. It was exactly that.
And then she got into a plant, got whatever those toxins were, and then she became so beautiful.
Poison
And
Ivy.
Mr.
And doing
Mystifying,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah. It's that kind of thing.
So DC should probably either hang up their hat or make a secret deal with Marvel. And
DC needs to just continue making the Titans.
Technically, they are making they did make a secret deal because Buddy, who Gunn from not Suicide Squad, well, he's doing Suicide Squad, but the Guardians of the Galaxy is doing the next Suicide Squad movie. So you'll probably get an injection of Marvel
see.
into that Suicide Squad movie when it comes out.
I didn't dislike. So Guardians of the Galaxy is probably one of my least favorite Marvels, but I still like it. But it's not like at the top of the totem pole. But
yeah.
I love it. That very first one.
it's the second one for me that kind of was just kind of like,
Yeah.
okay, your daddy's a planet. Okay, all right, cool.
Yeah.
I did like the first one though.
The very first one was hilarious.
Yeah.
He got my dick message.
So what we see then is that Perseverance, on a small scale, a local level with us, on a high level with everybody else, whatever it might be, you know. Please make it a point in 2021 to tell people that you don't think should persevere to not.
Coley, have you ever said that they got
My dick message.
I don't want to entertain that right now. That's not what I want. I don't want to do that.
she got my dick message. She invited me over.
that what you call it, Quill? Did he say that? Yes. In my head, like I can see him saying that, and I'm just like, I don't want any parts of that.
He was in the spaceship. He had left like this long ass voice message about somebody was a dude. Who was he saying it was a dick? The Nova Corps saying they were dicks, and then they came show. They're like, they got my dick message. I'm sorry, Coley. I'm sorry.
No, don't
grab
be
somebody,
sorry.
love somebody.
Each one teach
No.
one.
You want to be somebody. You want to go somewhere.
That's what it is.
Wake up and pay attention.
That's what it is. No.
Oh, speaking of people that need to stop, no Sister Act 3. I don't want it.
Wow.
Wow.
I don't fucking want it.
Wow.
Wow.
You haven't even seen
Don't
it
roll
yet.
your eyes about the ice capade.
You ain't even seen it yet.
It was a very good living. That's shout out to Naji for giving us this topic for tonight.
Yes.
With this shit right here with perseverance, it's a great top of the year topic. It's something that we've all experienced in 2020. The shit show that it is, whatever it was for you, whatever you do with it. Know that there is no pressure. If everyone else around you is giving you pressure, know that you have no pressure from these three voices here at the round table. Mm-hmm. Our only pressure is that you be exactly who the fuck you are, and that you stand in it, and boldly, whatever that means to you, and move forward with it. And tell us about it. Talk to us. Let us know what you guys have been doing, what you're up to. We're going to take a really quick pause.
Wait, before you do that, we also said this. If you need to hang it up,
Hang it up.
Fucking hang it up.
Dave Chappelle said, wrap it up, Pete.
Wrap that shit up.
If you need to, wrap it up. If you don't, I don't know, turn it into something great, and maybe we'll see you on our next FUBU moment.
But,
Yes.
but make sure you wrap it up.
Wrap it?
Wrap it up.
Like,
It's your
FUBU moment. FUBU moment.
It's your
FUBU moment. FUBU. Hey, and we're back for our FUBU fucking moment. Hey, it's your FUBU. Anyway, we have two people that we are honoring, or actually two things that we're honoring for FUBU moment. One of them is Pharrell Williams. Shout out to him, fronting to I guess provide funding for Black and Latinx members of the community.
Love that.
And their small businesses, and making sure that they have a helping hand in getting a step up in surviving the world. So he's put together a nonprofit initiative to support Black and Latinx entrepreneurs who are launching tech, design, healthcare, consumer products, and service startups.
Love that so much. Shout out to you, Pharrell.
I'm not going to go into the long list of qualifications that would take you to get some type of funding from him, but just know that you have to have some type of association with a HBCU. So whether it be you're a graduate or a current student, or
What if you went there for a semester?
If you went there for a semester,
If it's on my transcript. What if I pass it on my way to work?
you have to talk to the customer service people.
If it's
Pharrell's
an
nonprofit,
HBCU, then we
I
know
don't
they're going to pick up.
I don't know anything about that. But anyway, so he is investing back into the community. Shout out to
Nice.
Pharrell for doing that. Next FUBU moment is Morehouse College partnering with another nonprofit. I cannot take y'all doing this shit. I cannot take... Excuse me, folks.
had a slide fight. I
Naji and
lost.
Coley were over here straight breakdancing in front of me, and I did not know how to get out of it.
I
It was
lost.
breakdancing. She just lost a slide fight under the table.
Anyway, Morehouse is devoting $100 million to educating more Black doctors.
I love that.
More Black doctors.
Yes.
My only question is this: is it just Black male doctors, or is it Black female doctors? Because Morehouse is a all
That's
male
good,
school.
Pastor.
So that's my question about it. I don't
The
know.
Black woman is the most disrespected person in America.
Coley's drunk, but but yeah, that $100 million. Maybe they're in part, but they do a lot of things with what is the other school?
Spelman.
Spelman, right down the street. So maybe they may have a hand in that. I didn't see that in the article,
I would
but
imagine it so. I would imagine it's such, but I don't know shit about shit.
I would hope that it's not just Black male doctors. But I mean, even then, we do
No, I
need
think
more.
that's cool either way, like to create those networks for them. Because they come out and you don't know who they are. I just found out today that the person who did my mother's dual knee surgery was a Black man. He has his own practice. That's who did it.
Really?
I did not realize that.
Shout out to Dr. Johnson.
I almost cussed her out because I saw his picture and I was like, why didn't you tell me who he was? And I scrolled a little further and realized he had a wife and children. But at first...
And that changes you.
Oh, he was a young doctor?
He's a little older than I am.
He could have been on Grey's.
Dr. Burke?
But I think it's really cool to create those networks for these young men and women.
Yeah.
Because we need to see them. It feels good for us when we see them, and I know it feels good for them to know each other.
When they see us.
Dr. Burke?
Yes, when they see us. So yeah, shout out to Pharrell and Morehouse.
Yes, so those are our FUBU moments. Pharrell was out here doing some big things with Black and Latinx, and Morehouse is out there trying to push out more healthcare people. You know, They were saying that they call it the whole, and you tell me if you think this sounds crazy or not, the Dr. Fauci effect. Mm-hmm. They were saying that people were more inspired to go back into medical school and be a part of this, not only because of the pandemic, but also because they see Dr. Fauci out front, him and Dr. Bergs, being the face of medicine and talking about these diseases and everything, and that's driving people into medical school. So
maybe
that's what I heard.
Hey, persevere, push through, y'all.
He's not a FUBU moment, but just whatever.
If that's what y'all gonna do it. Shout out to everybody persevering and pushing through. Niggas,
We made it.
We made it. This has been episode 7.
Nigga, we made it.
We survived.
Hey, when the enemy came in.
To take our lives.
I don't know that version. That was after 2005.
We are out here. This is our last episode of 2020, the fucking crazy year that it was, wherever you are out here in the world. What we got out here? We got our playlists out here. We got mad playlists out there in the world for you. We got our Summer's In playlist. We got Find Your Note, I think 7 and 8 out there.
We still got the updated stuffing stockers.
The updated stocking stuffers. As long as you are not like our beloved listener Piki, and you love Christmas like we do, the stuff stocking edition is out there with some new updates.
Yes.
The R&B wave is out there. That's a damn good playlist. Mm-hmm. Y'all check the R&B wave playlist out. There's some really good stuff out there for y'all.
Hell yeah.
All of our episodes 1 through 6, plus our bonus episode that we had coming up. Hey, my friends out there, listen to us. If you have, and I know you have because I see you out there listening and watching. If you've got a small business, if you have a brand, something that you're working on out here in the world, if you hear me talking to you right now, hit us up. Hit us up. Let us know what you got going on. We would love to know more about what you have going on so that we can support you and shout you out and you know, push your brand out there to the world. We've had certain people come through and give us, we've got koozies, we've got cups, we've got artwork. We've
got koozies and cups and
yes,
artwork.
These are a few of my favorite things. We have people who love us and support us.
And drinkles galore.
Yes, we got things on the way from other people who are supporting us. So please let us know what you're doing out there. Whether you are a chef, photographer, graphic designers, whatever type of business you have, doctors, or whoever you are, we don't care. We don't care. We just want to invest in you and let the community know that you exist. So let us know who you are, and we are happy to partner with you and do all those things.
And by invest, we meant invest time.
Time,
That's
yes.
all we got for you.
My love language is quality time.
It's time.
So who
time.
cares?
Yes.
So hit us up. Also, shout out to Lancelot. He's on the COVID task force out there in Antarctica. We want
with all the Eskimos.
Yes.
With all the Eskimos. We want to definitely wish him a special how are you doing out there? He doesn't know that the vaccine is out yet.
We have a GoFundMe. We have no money to get him back. So that's why you're only hearing from us on the interwebs, because we can't afford to get him back over to States. He has no cell signal out there.
No.
It's not good.
And also, because we're coming up on the end of the year, we want to give a shout out to Jay the Creator for doing our new fancy schmancy logo.
Yes, shout out Jay Baby.
Jay Baby.
That joker did it, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Jay, you did that shit. We love you so very much for everything you've done. Also, our wonderful tune that you hear on our opening, on our outro, as well as on any posts that we make. Shout out to you, Andrew. We love you so very much for your talents. Thank you so much. Shout outs to all the people who help us make us the best that we can possibly be.
Absolutely.
Niggas. 2020.
Yeah,
we out.
It's a wrap, bro.
It's a wrap. Hey, this is your girl, Coley. We on our way out. Who out here leaving with me?
This your
Who
boy
cutting the
Esquire.
lights out with me?
Oh, this your boy Esquire. Lights out.
Yes.
Will I ever see you again?
Maybe not.
That's just me.
I'm gonna play Life Changing Slave.
Oh shit!
As we walk out and see it.
I take a foot for
Hey, yo.
I hate him. Oh, wait a minute. Before
what
we
you
end
got,
this
what you
shit,
got, what you got?
somebody said Jaheim or Avant in the verses.
Avant.
Jaheim.
This was a serious question.
Wait,
Apparently,
for what?
people got some backlash because they picked Avant over Jaheim in the verses.
If we're talking
Why?
hits, Avant has more
Avant
hits.
has more hits.
I will say that I like Jaheim's music probably a little more, but Avant has more hits.
Okay, so this is how we end our friendship
Well, we can talk about it.
Avant is blowing Jaheim out.
by 1,000.
Yes.
He may have 7 songs, but by 1,000. Someone said that Jaheim got 6 strong ones, and I was like, name them.
You know
I
what?
know 3.
Give me a moment after this. I will name them.
Put the woman first.
What's the other one when he died?
Fabulous.
He was coming back.
That one.
Make it home
Just in
tonight.
case.
Just in case.
Just in case.
Anything.
Anything.
Don't hate on us. We're fabulous.
Nope, don't know that
yes. Just because you don't know doesn't mean it wasn't a hit.
Yes, it does.
It does mean that.
It's like, that's exactly what it means.
That's
No.
weird. Okay.
But either way, everybody, thank you for listening. I just had to make sure she wasn't on her bullshit that she was on. So she probably gonna cut it anyway. You know she do.
I won't cut it. I've
Bullshit.
been letting y'all be your whole motherfucking selves on this bitch because you know what 2020 is about that.
It is.
What?
Push through.
Push. You got
Perseverance.
to
Push through.
push.
Hey,
You got to push. You got to push before you get it right. Push it.
Dum, ba-da, ba, ba, ba. We out of here. Knights of the Round Table 2020. I mean, you gotta stop. What is y'all stop? Y'all make it weird. Make it weird. We out. It's 2020. Out. Coley, Esquire, Naji.